right? So corporate's there doing their thing, and we just keep writing songs. So anyway, so this is an open forum to ask me anything you want about the process, about myself. You guys already know I have a small family. I have 2 kids. How you doing? Come on in. Can you bring food? I'm hungry. French fries. Dr. Pepper, nice to see you. So yeah, I have 2 kids, a lovely wife, you know, the horse and the dog and the cat. I don't have a horse. I think anything that goes to the bathroom larger than you should not be a pet. Right? Stop laughing. Just kidding. Anyway, questions, guys. Let's just start, because I didn't realize we didn't have so much. Oh, okay. So we'll just kind of go from the front here.
Just have a quick question. Like,
you can have a long question. Doesn't have to be quick.
It's not too amazingly big. Like,
okay.
For say Sonic Adventure 2, okay.
Yes.
There were actually several artists on there. Some of them I looked up and it's like, wow, I can't believe they're there. Like Paul Shortino from
yeah,
right?
Paul Shortino, yeah.
Did you ever the way that you worked on that game, if you can if you can remember?
Yeah.
Like,
I can. I'm old, but I'm not that damn old. I can still remember.
Did you ever?
He talks to me like I had dementia.
Well, you know, I've got a dad.
Who am I? Okay, okay. No. So your question, sorry.
Have you, like, the way that you worked on the game? Have you ever had a chance to meet some of these other artists, or was it kind of like an individual thing?
It just so happens that like Tony Harnell and Shortino, I know all those guys because remember, well, maybe you don't know. So I started playing professionally at 11 years old, literally. So I got some funny stories. You want stories? Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about my coming up in music and my going through school, which was not a lovely experience. And I don't recommend anyone not being academically schooled. This is just my personal situation. So I picked up a guitar, I was 8 years old, and I was playing like Stairway to Heaven and figuring like, wow, that's a pretty cool chord, and that's it. So I knew, literally, guys, at 8 years old, I want to be a professional musician at 8. So my friends playing with Tonka toys, riding their bikes, digging holes, eating worms, whatever they were doing outside, I was inside working and playing and growing my craft. At 11, I went professional. Professional means you're now being paid to perform. That's really the true definition of being a professional whatever. The second you're paid, you're professional. Doesn't mean you're good, just means you're professional. So I still suck, but I just made $100. So anyway, so going through school was difficult for me because, you leaving me? No. Okay, go ahead. You do your thing and come right back. You want us to wait for you? No. Okay, good. Thanks. So going through school was tough for me because I had one thing and one thing on my mind. Girls. No. I had that too. No, music. Music, that's it. I appreciated what our past fathers have done for us, and you know, our historians. I appreciated everything. I didn't want to know about it. So I went from class to class. I did what I had to do. I had to get my passing grade, and I moved on. So I'm now in high school, probably 10th grade, okay? And I'm in the newspaper a lot because when you're in a small town, people are like, "Oh, he's like a big star guy, whatever." I never got caught up in all this. I'm no different than you guys. I just sing. So why are you laughing? I'm no different than you. He's like, "Yes, you are. You rock. You rock, man." Okay, so you know, a lot of the teachers and the principals in the school, they recognize that this is what I'm doing. And it was tough for me because I was called to the principal's office a lot. I was not in school a lot, and I don't recommend that, but Fridays I was playing. I was playing the East Coast, or I was on the West Coast. Mondays I was too exhausted to go to school because I was playing Friday and Saturday. And okay. So, security. We all right? All right. So one day, okay, I got to move on to the story. So one day the principal calls me. Redemption is beautiful. Remember I said that. One day, the principal calls me down to the office, and he says, "Johnny, I know what you're doing. We know that you have a career in mind, but you need your education." And I said, "Sir, I completely agree with you, but with all due respect, I was not, this was not a smart comment. I said, with all due respect, I make more money in one day than you do in 2 weeks. That didn't... Shots fired. That went over like a fart in church. Yeah, not good. So, he laughed. It was kind of cool. He laughed and said, listen, how many sinus infections and stomach aches can one kid get? Because every excuse, why weren't you in school? Like, Mom, just tell him I had a stomach ache. You know, okay, another stomach ache. Ate too much pasta, meatballs must have been bad. Whatever, Johnny's got his come. Sorry, he'll be there tomorrow. That was it for me. So he said, look, we know what you're doing, and we know you're working. Just tell us the truth. Remember that. So, that next week, Paul Stanley from Kiss calls my house and says, Johnny, I heard your music, and I'm getting into producing, and I'd like to hear some more of your stuff. And I'm like, Mom, I'm staying the hell home this week, and I'm making more stuff. So in the studio I went, and I created a whole bunch of new songs and things that I was trying to finish, and I neglected school for that week. I had very supportive parents. I'll explain that in a little bit. Anyway, long story short, the following week, I sent off the tape. Nothing really happened, but I did get to meet them, and it was cool, and then later we all became friends and whatever. So, that following week, my mom said, Johnny, what do you want to put on the excuse? So remember that comment about the more money in one day than 2 weeks. Okay, so I said, Mom, tell them the truth. So she wrote, Paul Stanley from Kiss called our house. My poor mom. Okay, so like first period and a half, Johnny to the principal's office. Johnny to the principal's office, please. I'm like, here we go. So it was at that point where this particular gentleman actually shoved me a little bit, which doesn't go over with an Italian guy, Sicilian. You know, we got a temper like this. And he screamed and yelled at me. And I said, no problem, sir. I understand. And I said, and someday you will understand also. So, actually, that was 11th grade. On my senior year, I told my parents, short of murder from my father, we calmed him down. And I said, don't worry, they just don't understand, you know. So my senior year, my mother woke me up time to go to school, and I said, no, not going. And she covered me and said, go back to sleep. So I had a very different life. My parents understood exactly what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do, and I focused on it 100%. The moral of the story, do what drives you, and do it 100%, okay? And do what makes you happy. It's not about the money. I can tell you guys, the things, the helicopters, the planes, they're cool as hell, but you don't need them, all right? You need health, you need love, you need happiness, you need to wake up and feel fulfilled doing whatever you do, okay? That's just that was my nice speech, okay? So, later in that year, okay, let's see, actually, then I went off to California. I was 18. I said goodbye to everybody. I jumped in this tour bus, this beat that was Jimmy Buffett. You know this guy, Jimmy Buffett? It was his old tour bus. It smelled like hell. And we redid it, and it was like 14 guys in a bus. You could imagine what that bathroom looked like after a shower. Oh, bad. And we were so poor that there was like a nectarine tree, and we picked these nectarines in California. And I swear to God, if you ate my nectarine, I was going to beat you, because that was my damn nectarine. We were that poor. And the old cliche, starving artist, believe every word of it. That is not just a phony cliche. It's very difficult business to get to a certain level of where you can eat. So I told you the story is going to come full circle. I landed at a very young age. I was probably 20, 21 when I signed the deal, like an $8.5 million record deal. That was quite amazing for me. And I ran into that same principal it was called a Heckinger. It was like Home Depot. Okay, you know Home Depot? It was like a Home Depot. And I went and I got my GED. You know, I wanted to finish my high school just to be finished. And I ran into this guy, and you'll never believe what happened. He came running up to me, congratulating me. Redemption. And he wanted to exchange my GED with a high school diploma from, I'm not going to say the name of the high school. And are there children in here? Okay, you're a child, yes. Then I'll keep it clean. No, so I kindly said, sir, thank you very much, but no thank you. So at that time, he wanted the press. You know, like, oh, wow, Johnny, you know, big guy now, $8.5 million, and then this and that. Anyway, it's a crazy business. It's a stupid story. Let's tell another one. No. So, yeah, so that was my upbringing, and then once I started this hardline group, the career just went from there. And then again, 1998, going forward, doing this gaming music. I love you guys, and here's why. Because you love this gaming stuff, like wholehearted. Do you know what I mean? I have fans that come and go. They listen to a hardline album or an Axel Rudy Pell. I saw an Axel Rudy Pell record in here, CD, yeah. And fans come and go. But gamers stay forever.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Forever. And that's the coolest thing. And something happened to me yesterday. It was like a revelation. And seriously. So I get picked up at the airport, and I meet this guy named Caddy. You guys know Caddy.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't know who the hell he was. I thought he was a golf caddy. I was like, I'm not golfing, bro. He said, no, I'm caddy. Hello. I'm like, oh, sir, I'm not golfing this week. I'm doing a convention. I am too, you bloody bastard. Don't you know who I am? I've got 8,745 subscribes. And yeah, I'm bullshitting a little bit, but yes. No, okay, yeah, some of that was bullshit. But he did say, what's up, man? But he did say this, and it was eye-opening. And he goes, dude, I just have to tell you, I'm like a huge fan, and songs like Live and Learn are iconic.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I just wanted to hear that. No. And I said, right? I said, are you serious, man? He goes, no, you have no idea. He goes, I grew up on this shit.
Yeah,
This was my life.
was.
Yeah. What do you mean was? Did you listen to the song today? You better listen to it tonight, brother. Song number 7. 3 minutes, 54 seconds. I've sang that song 1,743 times.
Damn.
Live and learn! So, that's it. So anyway, I swear to you guys, and I even called my wife, I said, I missed something in 20 years. And I'm sorry about it. I missed how powerful this music actually is for those who grew up with it. And I'm sorry. I'll admit it, I'm sorry. I missed that. And I didn't realize, when you have a lot of fans come up to you and say, oh man, that song had changed my life. It was awesome. You're appreciative. Because seriously, and I say this like a broken, scratched CD, without you guys, I am nothing but a voice, just like, it's just out there. You guys make it happen, not me. If you don't love it, it's useless to me, right? So, my approach to writing a song, I write it for me, honestly, and then I hope you guys love it. Do you love it?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew, I was nervous about that question. So yeah, I didn't realize, it wasn't until Caddy said it, I didn't realize the impact that this music, has and can have on people, and how it's with you. It's like if someone gives you a smack, you're going to remember that damn smack, right?
Yeah.
So I hope that this music and everything that June and I have done together in Crush40 has left a positive, good feeling and good memories for you guys. I really do. That was the quest. was the quest. So, a couple of questions before I go on a tangent on another stupid story. Yes, sir. Yep. Okay, so out of all the songs, basically, which is like my favorites, right? Oh, the covered ones? Oh, shoot. I never thought about that, bro. I don't. Fire Woman. Yes. Good. Yeah, me too. Okay, done. Fire Woman. Sold. What he said. Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I didn't think that Live and Learn was good. Honestly. You know, I knew which damn game it was on. Adventure something. 3 or 4. Is there a 3? We're gonna make the damn 3. You hear that, June? We're making the damn 3. So there it is. Woo! But honestly, so when we're a crazy, slightly tilted, creative person, you should always be weary of whether your work is good. So for an artist, for a musician, and I'm sure we have musicians in here, it's never quite finished. There's always something you can change. So when I listen to Live and Learn, I go, shit, why didn't I add a harmony line? This would have been, Live and Learn. I mean, I hear things and I can't sleep at night, and that's why I'm tired. But no, seriously, it's like unfinished work. And I remember calling June and saying, June, is it good? And he goes, yeah. Are you kidding? I go, no, seriously. He goes, yeah. And the rest is history with, we have way more hits than Caddy does. I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I love him. He's gonna beat the hell out of me on his next video. I know it. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I think you said it though. You said like combined, you got like 1 billion views of something. I don't know. All right, 10 billion. Got it. No, he goes. No, you don't. You bastard. Who likes fish and chips? Okay, good. I was just curious because I didn't want him to feel left out. You feel at home? Cup of tea for you or something? Charlie-o, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Caddy, all the way from the UK. I have no idea what the hell a YouTuber is. I thought he goes on the lake with a tube, down the rapids. I'm learning. Okay. It's close, pretty much. Yes, sir. Yes, you.
I want to know, what are your thoughts on some of the remixes that other bands have done your songs like Superhead? And I know some bands have done remixes of your songs, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, say that again.
Some bands have done remixes of your songs like Superhead and songs.
Oh, the remix.
Some bands have to. Can someone translate for me because I'm like a rock and roll ears over here.
Have done remixes of your songs
Yes.
like Superhead and Song 06.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't care. It's a sign of flattery, and someone reproduces your song. I knew that I became a rock star when I went into a strip club and they were playing my song and dancing to it. Wow. The only problem was it was a square pole. It hurt very bad. Very bad. I should have never slid down it. Okay, anyway, back there, yes, ma'am. Is this going to be a serious question? Okay, because you looked very serious. Okay, go ahead.
One of those days is one of my favorite songs from you, but what inspired you to write that song?
Oh, that's simple. Haven't you ever had one of those days? Thank you, that's the end. Right? That's it. Don't think too deep. We might be creative, but we're a little stupid too. Not you, me. It's simple, yes. Another one? Okay, last one. Just kidding.
You said some of your lyrics have been unapproved from Sega.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what any of those were?
Fuck no. Sorry, kids, children, don't use that language. That was a joke. I don't remember, but some of it, you know, because look, some of the action in the game, can get a little aggressive. And so they just wanted to keep it tame. But I don't remember the specifics. I only know it happened like maybe 9 or 10 times. No, like once or twice where June says, oh no, they can't say that. No. I don't remember. No, I wish I did. Yes, sir.
What are your top inspirational bands?
What do I do what?
What are your top inspirational bands?
Oh man, okay, very good question. So I'm weird a little bit, right? So I never had a record collection or CD collection. Why? Because a lot of artists listen to different things and they're inspired by that. But I was kind of like my own planet. I didn't want to be inspired by anyone. So I never took a guitar lesson, piano, bass, drum lesson, ever. So when I sit down and play, I can't play anyone else's song. I only play me, which is kind of cool. It kind of works, right? So there's great talent everywhere. I love guys like Freddie Mercury. You know, I love, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just amazing singers and like Frank Sinatra. People say, Frank Sinatra, really? I go, yeah. Here's why. Listen to where the guy places his words. There's phrasing. There's things I hear that, again, keep me up at night. But, so really, I don't have one particular band. Of course, I grew up with Scorpions and Van Halen and stuff like that. Yeah. And then, and then become friends with all those guys. It's pretty cool. Did you ever hear the Scorpions song, Dynamite? Dynamite! Did you ever hear that song? I was having dinner with the Scorpions in Bulgaria, of all places. And we did, I've got stories and not enough time. And we did the equivalent to like a David Letterman. Do you remember that show? Like a late night, show. And we're having dinner. And so like, how do you tell a guy that you really love in the music business that you idolized him when you were little? That makes him very freaking old, right? It's like you guys, like I listened to you when I was 4 years old. I'm like, okay, I'm 96, but anyway, so I'm sitting with him, and I said, Klaus, I just have to tell you, I was very careful that when I was learning about music, that means I was young as hell. You just really inspired me. I mean, like nonstop. You were in it. And you know what he said? He goes, Johnny, that's dynamite! And he literally sang out like that. I'm like, yes! That is the coolest thing ever. Really, so then you get to know these guys and they're humans. Just one time I went into a restaurant and this kid started shaking. He was shaking like, I said, dude, what's up? He goes, I'm a huge fan. I'm like, calm down, man. I'm just going to eat a steak here. And he was flipping out. I went to the manager. I said, hey, man, can I do something just a little weird? He goes, what? I said, I want to go in the back and I want to wash a dish. And he goes, why? I said, because I need to show this kid that I am no different than he is. And I went back there, and he came back, and he was like, he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm washing a dish. He's like, why? I said, because I'm no better. I'm no different than you are. Thank you for loving my music, but relax. So anyway, it's cool. I got so many stories, but we don't have enough time. Questions? Yes.
Of all the songs you consider the most underrated?
Ooh, good question that you guys are probably going to answer. The most underrated song. Crap. Which one? What the hell was that? Did I write it? Oh, cool. That damn dementia setting in again. Man, I don't know that I have an answer to that. You know, it was kind of weird with Crush40. So we love writing for the games, but we also love being Crush40 and not having to stick to a script. You know what I mean? So like Song of Hope and stuff like that when we had the problem in Japan and the disaster. You know, I love songs. 5 minutes, I'm getting my ass booted. Okay, we're almost done. 6.5. And yeah, so you know what? I don't know. You guys, most underrated song? Live Life. Okay. Live Life, I wrote, it's just funny what you remember and what you don't. I wrote Live Life in a hotel room at a desk. June sent me the music, and he said, Johnny, can you work on this? I said, okay, well, I have a little time, let me see. And I sat at a desk, and God bless you. You're welcome. And I literally came all the way over here, that spray. No, I was kidding. And I wrote that at a desk. Another song, I'm trying to think if it was, I think it was What I'm Made Of. So, guys, I've lived most of my life in a metal tube called a tour bus. And when we would tour, I would tour for a year and a half straight. I would come home Christmas Eve, because I'm a good Catholic boy, and the Christmas tree would be up. We'd celebrate Christmas, and on Boxing Day, which day is that, mate? It's the 26th, mate. You call it Boxing Day, don't you? Right. No, we don't have Boxing Day for us, and I go in the freaking ring and whoop some ass. That's Boxing Day. No, it's the 26th for us, right? Okay, so on the 26th, that tour bus would come in front of my house. I'd kiss my now wife, who was a girlfriend back then. Goodbye. That was it. We lived in a bus. We toured. So, What I'm Made Of. My kids decide, Daddy, I want to see the United States. I said, kids, I've seen it 749 times. I'm not interested. And I said, okay, kids, they want to go to campground. So what does Johnny do? I go and buy a tour bus. Okay, 3 minutes, I know. I buy a stupid tour bus like an idiot. And we pack the family in there and the dogs and food and stuff. And off we go. And I get a call from June. Johnny, we have to make a song quickly. I pull off into a campground. I said, kids, go swimming. Daddy's going to write a song. And I literally wrote What I'm Made Of at my little dinette kitchen thing in the bus, cranking up the music in June's music and working lyrically and sketching it all out. And you thought it was glamorous. You pictured the big studios and the hello, how you doing, sir? The air-controlled doors. He was in my camper. Anyway, a couple more questions. Yes, sir.
From Twitter. You love doing Crush40 so much.
Yes.
I have a follower who's wondering, are there any future Crush40 albums coming in the pipeline? Is there any indication?
I can give some indication, and the short answer is absolutely. So, again, there's the games, which we love to do, and there's Crush40. So we're planning on some shows in Japan, not the US, sorry, not yet. And anything that comes our way by way of games, we're always ready to make the music strike. So I hope that answers you. Yeah, short answer, absolutely. Couple more? Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I'll get you next. He's been like, me, asshole, me. Painted his nails and everything, just like flickering. Okay, you're next.
Have you ever done a cover of Escape from the City? If not, would you?
Have I? No, I have not. Would I? I'll cover anything. Anything, yeah, why not?
Yay.
I think it's a great idea, as a matter of fact.
Do it.
Okay, I gotta go work on that. Yes, sir.
What would be your advice for anyone who wanted to be a musician?
So advice for someone to become a musician. Ooh, okay, so first of all, you have to be passionate about the instrument, right? And you guys, the younger part of the audience, have such, well, everyone in this room now, has such an advantage that I didn't have. Man, if I had this frickin' called the internet, I'd be walking funny because the computer would be like stuck. You can learn so much, right? So pick your instrument, be passionate about it, and learn. Learn as much as you can. I was really lucky. When I had Neil Schon from Journey in my group, my knowledge, like my chord knowledge, went up like 50 times. Work with people who are better than you. That's how you grow. Don't be intimidated to try. Get up there and do it. You know what I mean? But learn and be humble. I'm a very humble guy. Can you tell? No, I am. And I will have to stop this, right? But I want to say one thing, honestly. Very, very important. Two very, very important words that I must say to you guys. Thank you. I am sincere to the core, and every day I wake up, I'm grateful for everyone and people like you guys who support the music, support the games, support happiness. Thank you guys. Enjoy the show. Hey, 7 o'clock tonight, we're doing some singing. I'll be looking for some air guitar, air drum, air bass players tonight because we're doing a karaoke style tonight, okay? Enjoy the game, the convention, guys. Take care.